Jarayı Well, these are very much question down to
Itu pia wenyewe una subscribe sini ujajenza haja ningwi
contemplating
Houston TV
Yes, good evening, leaders. How are you?
Yes, good evening. We are fine. I am here, okay, in Uganda. Uganda is fine.
That's wonderful. I can see Alexis Saudi Arabia as well.
I'm good.
Yes, wonderful. Alexis is doing great, of course, for our social media. The work is very good. I can see we are live on YouTube, of course. We can wait for our people to come, our students to come so that we can teach them. Now I can see Diogen is coming. Okay, let us keep sharing the link so that we can, of course, start soon. Yes, I think we have a lot. We have a lot of news. We have a lot of things to share. Most importantly, we have the skills. That is the key of everything. And I have seen some people making money. I have seen some people achieving the goal. I have seen some people achieving the rank. I have seen some people, of course, really mean the business. And on the other hand, I have seen some people failing. But sometimes I can ask myself, why do people fail? Why do people fail? Sometimes simply because of their choice. But on the other hand, some other factors may cause them to fail. But the ones we started together a long time ago, some months back, I think those who don't have the success, who don't have the results, I think they made wrong choice to do that, because most people have never given time the business. Others have given business time, but no results. Times because of circumstances, but I believe that time is coming. They just make it. Time is coming. They achieve their goal. They achieve their dream. But most importantly, to be in royal queue, going to the next rank means achievement, means success. And going to the next rank means, of course, when you go to the next rank, it means big success. It means, of course, income status. It means income position. It means, yes, some people have not reached the rank. Sometimes when we talk about it, they don't understand it. But it always makes a lot of sense for them when they reach the rank and they see how, of course, they make it. It is the right time for us to go to the next level. It is the right time for us, of course, to make it. So I see some people are coming, and let us wait. Let us wait a little bit. Let us wait a little bit so that they can be with us. I can see Mr. Emmy has already come in the room. How are you, sir? Mr. Emmy, can you hear me?
Yes, but I'm at work.
All right. Diogene. Okay, Mr. Diogene, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
All right. Very good, very good. Yes, okay. Let us wait others. Let us wait others to come. And of course, when we have, of course, we have some minutes, when we have some people on board, of course, we will start our education. Of course, we are with senior lecturer. I think I can, of course, welcome him to give us the news for today. What is going on before we, of course, we start our education, of course, our lecture. He can be sharing, of course, to us as we are waiting others. What are the news in the crypto space now, sir?
Okay, yes. Yesterday, we actually realized that there is going to be some announcement by the Federal Reserve in the United States of America on the 1st of February. They have been meeting for 2 days to decide on a number of things that they feel should be put in place so that it can help to control the inflation. And we said that the action of the Federal Reserve, this is what we were actually saying one day, that the action of the Federal Reserve coupled with the constant threat of regulations in many parliaments, many countries around the world, regulation of cryptocurrency, and then also certain scams or theft where people have been stealing big money, closing companies. Those things have discouraged people, and it has created what we refer to as the situation where people begin to spread bad news. People begin to spread bad news. People will begin to have a lot of doubt. And so we talked of it as FUD, F-U-D, fear, uncertainty, doubts. Indeed, for today, they released, but although we were expecting that perhaps there's going to be some big and terrible changes, it seems like there are no much changes. I normally sometimes try to look at the news. I go in the trading view. There are some news items if you go to the trading view. Also, if you go to Binance, you can get plenty of news in connection with cryptocurrency. I went to the trading view, and then under some news and so on, indeed, they came up with some changes to control inflation in the United States of America, as you can see here. This is the decision that Fed came with today. And as you have seen, I am getting it from TradingView. It is here. And they are saying that they are forecasting that they will have to increase the interest rates to 4.75. But previously, the interest rate was 4.5. For those who know economics and for those who know how governments control inflation, they may understand that previously it was 4.5. They are forecasting that it is likely to move. It is likely to move to 4.75. But then it will come at 2200. That is when what they are forecasting will come. This is what they are forecasting, and it will come. If it will come, it will come at that time. So indeed, there is already strong rumors that they are going to change. They are forecasting to change the interest rates. By the way, just to help those who may find it difficult to understand, what happens is that if there is some interest rates that banks are instructed to charge, that banks are instructed to give to those who have savings account, it means that if you have a savings account in the bank is to calculate your interest and give your interest as shown by the law. But if the banks are instructed to increase the interest rate like this, to abandon the former interest rate which they were using, to go to a new interest rate like this one here. And in this case, this one is higher than the previous interest rate. What happens is that the government will be thinking that people will see that there is improvement in interest rates. And so people with money in their pockets, they will go and push that money to go to the bank. People who had money in the bank, because they see that the interest rate is very good, they will be reluctant to withdraw money away from the bank. They will prefer that, no, I'm not going to pick out my money in the bank. Let this money stay there in the bank because the interest rate is good. Those who had money out, they will be pushing it to go into the bank. So what happens? It means that if at any point the bank had some money, those who had money inside the bank, they are not willing to withdraw the money. They don't want to pull out the money. Instead, those who had money outside, they will try to benefit from the good interest. They will try to push their money inside. They will try to push their money inside the bank. So pushing money inside the bank will make much more money available inside the bank. But it will now make very little money available in the hands of people. When there is very little money available in the hands of people, then people will postpone buying. They will not buy much. They will postpone buying. What they wanted to buy this month, they will say, let me buy later. Let me put the money back into the bank. Let me buy later, and so on. So in that process, there will be little money in the hands of people to use for buying assets, for buying commodities, for buying estates, and so on. And so the economy becomes tight. Business people will wait and wait and wait. They don't see money in circulation. Why? Because people push their money back into the bank. And those who had money in the bank and they were thinking of pulling the money out, they abandoned the idea of pulling out the money. So money stays in the bank. Money in circulation becomes little. Money for people who want to go to buy in the shops, the money in the shop, the shopkeepers are crying. That is how prices fail to rise. And so they will say that they are trying to control inflation. they are trying to control inflation because prices fail to rise. Why? Because the big money that people were spending recklessly and buying anything will go back to the bank. And the money that people had in the bank and they were thinking of withdrawing, they are now reluctant to withdraw. So inflation gets brought down by doing what? By increasing the interest. Increasing the interest attracts people to deposit their money back into the bank in the hope that they will earn interest. And those who had their money in the bank, they will be reluctant to pull it out because they prefer to have the money in the bank so that they get the interest from the money when the money is in the bank. So that is something that we are expecting today. I think the time has not yet come because if you look at the currencies, in general, the currencies have not yet moved. I think they are still to announce in the near future. If you look at the prices of the currency, this is in Binance, you will actually see that the prices of the currencies have not really changed much. For example, sorry, I clicked to welcome somebody, although someone else could have done. I'm so used to that now. So if I go back to Binance, you will actually see that the prices have really not changed much in Binance. For example, the price of Bitcoin, for example, if you compare the price now with the price 24 hours ago, that is last evening, there is a very small price change, a price change of only 0.10. The same also with Ethereum. Although Bitcoin has improved a little bit, Ethereum has dropped a little bit. It has even not dropped much. Compared to the price of yesterday at this evening hour, Ethereum price has also dropped only by 0.13. So it looks like the announcement has not yet come. When the time of the announcement comes, you can expect if they increase indeed that the interest rate is going to be 4.75, it means that is like bad news for business because it means there will be little money available for buying in the hands of people. Money will go back into the bank because the interest rate was 4.5. If they increase to that one, that will be bad news for business. And so anyone who was thinking of maybe buying cryptocurrency will begin to think that, 4.75, I think is better interest. I'm going to postpone buying cryptocurrency. So you'll find that the price of cryptocurrency might fall depending on the news and depending on the shift in the interest rate. So these are some of the news. Whenever you see anything to do with the Fed, when there is news and you see that it has got to do with the Fed, that is Federal Reserve, this is like the central bank in America. If they decide on some economic changes, the world in general will have to change strategies, and either benefits will come into businesses or difficulties may come into businesses. They have been a big factor in getting us into the bear market in 2022 because they kept on increasing the lending rate, and so people don't want to borrow money. They increase the interest rate, so people deposit money into the bank. And so they were also responsible for the problem we had last year. Although COVID was to blame, because during COVID, they distributed free money and people had a lot of money in their hands to buy things. So by increasing the interest, they now don't want people to have too much money in their hand to buy things because inflation is difficult. It disturbs. Maybe that is it for just for a brief of the economic circumstances. We can you can continue to welcome the people until we get to the moment of the real presentation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, our senior lecturer, for the fundamental analysis. Of course, what's going on in the global economy, and of course, which are connected with our business. Sometimes when fundamental analysis, of course, comes from the great economy, United States, sometimes it has the impact on the market. Of course, our crypto market, since, of course, the market is controlled by demand and supply, people, of course, the money in circulation, depending on the interest rate, can, of course, determine the way, of course, market can behave. And of course, as United States, you know, is the fast economy in the world, and of course, it is the superpower. Its economy always has an impact to the global economy. Whenever there are changes in the US economy, the whole world is affected. Not only this, remember that the US dollar is a global currency reserve. And of course, in this kind of way, whatever, of course, affects United States economy, the whole world is affected. And if you look back in the history, you can even see that the birth of the cryptocurrency started from there in 2008 as a result of the Great Recession that took place there. So now some people may ask themselves, why does America control cryptocurrencies? No, cryptocurrencies are controlled by demand and supply of buyers and sellers. And since the big economy and most people, traders, of course, are from there, when it happens, the demand and the supply of cryptocurrencies can be affected depending on the interest rate, as long as the people use money to buy cryptocurrencies. So now I think people with time, they will go on learning and understanding the reasons to why the crypto market can be affected by several factors, including that Fed release of the interest rate in United States. So I welcome, of course, some other people who have come a little bit after when, of course, we have already started. Mr. Kuzelmana Eli is there. You're welcome, sir. And I can see Mr. Aben and Mr. Eugene. They have already come in the room. I can see my friend from Nigeria, Okuchukwu, has already come in the room. Welcome you, Mr. Okuchukwu from Nigeria. So now I think we have given some item of information about the current news in the crypto space. Of course, I would like to welcome once again our senior lecturer to give us a lecture for today. And we pay attention, and of course, we write down our notes so that we can, of course, acquire these profitable skills that we believe that they are life-changing skills. You're welcome, sir. Back to you.
Yes, thank you very much again for those who are present and probably still in absentia also. For those who will be joining us, today is yet another day when we are to meet for the purpose of our business. Cryptocurrency is our business, and it is a business that we are supposed to enjoy. Whatever brings money to your pocket, in your pocket, I think this is something that we should embrace, something that we should enjoy, something that we should like. It is an opportunity for a good number of people to start business. And moreover, with capital that cannot really blow your mind off, and with a risk that cannot blow your mind off. Just imagine if you were in the ordinary business, you will be expected to pay trading licenses. You will be expected to pay like water, things like electricity. Those ones, we refer to them as utilities. So you will be paying rent in a business. You will be expected to pay trading license so that you are accommodated to do business in the area where you are. You will be expected to pay utilities. Those are electricity and so on. You will be expected maybe even to hire some employees who will be working there for you. Others are keeping records. Others are carrying and loading supplies that are bought by your customers so that the customers can be happy because there is somebody who is able to carry the posho, or I don't know whether you call it posho also in your area, maize flour. People who are able to carry maize flour, people who are able to carry sodas, merchandise bought so that the customers are happy. These are difficult things that modern businesses actually should move away from. For us, we have come to a business where rent, we are not paying any house rent. Trading license, we are not there for trading license. Utilities, well, yes, somehow we buy data for our phones. We buy data. And then when it comes to employees, do we get employees? Well, somehow we are to pay 120 USDT for the purpose of the robot. And that is all. There is nobody who is coming on a monthly basis to ask you for a rent. We don't pay rent. We are simply seated under a tree and doing our business, in our bed and doing our business, at the veranda and doing our business. The location doesn't matter. We are trading, and we are trading from Binance, and it is online. We are not paying trading license. There is no authority, whether municipality or a city or a district or a country, which is coming to collect trading license. We are not doing that. So we are actually in a smart business indeed. What we are trying to say is a business that you should enjoy, a business that you should enjoy. And recently, I have said it, that this is a business that we could actually say we have simply started. We have not moved very far. You wait. When we have moved in this business, let us say for 6 years, you are going to see a very big change, or even only 2 years. You wait when we have moved in this business in 2 years. And if in the 2 years, by some good chance, there is a bull run, you are likely to double your capital, or even to multiply beyond doubling of your capital. If there should be a serious and terrible bull run, let us say for 7 consecutive months, for 6 consecutive months, there will be a time for almost everybody here in the Zoom meeting to double the level of your capital that you have. As simple as that. And you are not the one responsible for doubling. It is the volatility of the market and especially the price gains in the market. The price gains in the market will pull your capital upwards. We have just started, and we have started a smart business, and we pray that it should continue. Having said this, let me now connect to what we were doing yesterday. You remember that yesterday we were mostly interested in understanding the level of money that you will want to be using if you are a trader and you have decided that USDT is what I will be using for my trade. We have said you can tell the level of USDT that you can pick, which is allowed by the rule. If instead you are trading with BTC, yesterday we also saw, and is the minimum, the least amount I can pick for trade, which is within the regulation, which is allowed. We also went in the time period of yesterday, and we saw in the case of how much that you can use for buying your trades and for buying your trade. We learned this one. And I thank God. I also thank our leaders. It is posted on our WhatsApp group. It has been recorded and it was posted in our WhatsApp group, meaning that a person who missed the lesson of yesterday can actually go and can click on the link of the recording of our training of yesterday, and the person can actually go and enjoy all these things. How we got the 10 USDT, how we got the 0.0001 BTC, and of course, finally, how we came up with the understanding that Ethereum, you need 0.005. It was clearly a subject that we taught yesterday. Then in particular, I kept repeating that for Bitcoin, it may not be advisable to go just for the least amount that is acceptable. You rather have something better. Sometime in the past, I had even proposed that you could think of using 0.00030 zeros after decimal place and then a 2. But we know that this is the minimum that is allowed. But yesterday we said that perhaps the best is to add something after the 1, maybe 2.5, something like that. 0.0000125, so that it could be better. And I kept saying, I will try to talk to you to explain. So let me have a bit of opportunity today so that we explain why it may not be a good idea to go for the least and for the minimum and for the minimum. Without even putting you to a lot of tension, that what is this explanation? What is this explanation? It is very, very simple. The simple thing is that each exchange, in our case, Binance, but it could even be Kraken, it could be Huobi, it could be whatever, and so on. Each exchange has its own rules of trade. Each exchange, in our case, it is Binance. Each of these exchange, they have their rules of trade, terms, conditions, and so on. Now, because a good number of people have Binance, I am using it as an example just to show you that you do not understand the full detail of activities that Binance has put in place. Some of the things Binance has put in place with regards to trades are actually intended to be for promoting Binance so that people will flock and people will flock and people will flock. I believe you are aware of promotion. When you are in business, you must do something so that people will flock and flock and flock to you. They come in big and big and big numbers, and your business will be flourishing. For example, you may find that in a certain hotel, in a certain lodge, if you have gone to book for a night in a lodge, they have a refrigerator, they have a television, they have a Wi-Fi, and they are even stocking some refrigerator with mineral water and maybe one bottle of wine and so on and so forth. So that people who are accommodated there, they will like the place. They will enjoy that place. So for promotion purpose in trade, people have to think of what to do so that a big number of people will come for business. So let me just show you by opening Binance. Let me just show you by opening Binance. And then when I open Binance, there are many things that Binance has. We cannot teach you all of them. No, it is quite hard to teach everything that we have in Binance. But when I am on the home page, let me just take you to this part here called Earn in Binance. This part here called Earn. When I am in the home page, let me take you to the Earn. And when I click Earn, it will open. When we are here in Earn, and Earn in general has opened, of course, you can see from the heading here that we are now in the area of from Binance. When you are benefiting from Binance and you are opening your account and carrying out your business activity inside of Binance, Binance gets money, profit, but Binance also wants to share something with you so that you enjoy Binance. So we are on the page of Earn. Now, when we are on the page of Earn, as an example, let me take you to liquidity. Liquidity. So if I take you from the Earn inside Binance, and I take you in particular to liquidity, and liquidity is here, and I click liquidity, Binance will open a page which gives you the list of cryptocurrency trading that you can do. And although fees are deducted, Binance refunds some of the fees for you. Here, there are several cryptocurrency trading activities that people can do. The internet is a little bit slow, but it's okay. There are plenty of cryptocurrency trading activity that you can do. Someone could be trading from Binance to Sun. Another person could be trading these pairs. Another person could be trading those pairs and trading those pairs and trading those pairs, and so on and so forth. But then Binance is saying that if you have chosen to trade any one of those currency pairs, although Binance is under obligation to collect some kind of gas fee, because they are helping you with the transaction. They are swapping from one blockchain, maybe blockchain of Bitcoin, to another blockchain, maybe blockchain of Sand, or they are swapping from blockchain of USDT to another blockchain, the blockchain of Alpine. Of course, moving cryptocurrency in the blockchain attracts some fees. Some fees have got to be paid. And Binance actually is supposed to benefit from the fees because of transactions taking place when trading. But thank God, Binance has indicated like this. These are the fees. But then Binance is refunding to you. Some of you have decided that you want to trade this cryptocurrency. I can open the details from here to show how this fee will be applied. So let me open this one to demonstrate the first one there. I open. Now you can see Binance is saying that, yes, we have shown you the fees, but in reality, we will return some of it back to you as benefit. 0.96% of the fees we are going to return to you. We will eat only 1.87% fee of the profit you have made in changing that currency. In swapping the currency, in changing the currency, you have made profit. Binance is saying that for them, they will eat only that. They will refund this one back to you. They will refund to you as a reward because you have chosen Binance as your crypto exchange. They will refund it to you as a reward, and they will refund it in terms of BNB. So it will even end up promoting BNB, which is the crypto in terms of BNB. So you can see that initially you could have seen that what is the fee if you have made a profit in this transaction. They say the fee is 2.84. However, will Binance eat the entire 2.84? They say, we know we were supposed to eat the 2.8. However, we are going to eat only 1.87%. We are going to leave for you the 0.96%, but we will pay you as a reward to your wallet, and we will pay in terms of BNB. I think if you have been following, you are beginning to see something. Maybe you knew it before, maybe it is new to you. If it is new, no problem. Everything you see here on earth, there must have been the first time you heard about it. So it is not anything strange. Now I click that part to fold this back, to fold the list back, and it is folded back. I go for another one. I pick on another one. Suppose you were to sell your cryptocurrency, to trade your cryptocurrency. This one, they say the profit to Binance is very big. It means that this is maybe a very profitable business. They say that the transaction fee should have been up to 263. 0.63% of the profit you have made, because it looks like it's a hot business. Now, I can open to see the detail. And here they say that while from the full amount, they will only choose to eat 60.05. Instead, 3.60, they will keep it for you. They will give it to you as a reward because you have chosen Binance as your exchange. And so they will pay it back into your account. They will give it to you as BNB. And it is the same. It is the same for all this. If you have seen them all, you can even view more. There are quite many. And they will tell you, they will give you in what form. This one is the next. They will tell you, they will give you in what form. They will give you in BNB and so on. What it remains is that even though it is clear that for a certain transaction, the transaction is going to take place like this, you know that transaction is supposed to take place like this. Let me now come to the real example. You may decide that you are going to buy something like this. This is what you want to buy. And then later on, it will make profit and you will sell it away. From what we have seen, you should know very, very clearly that this is just our suggestion. This is just our understanding. This is what we are thinking. Binance can decide to give you some consideration, some excuse. Binance can easily give you some excuse, especially for people who are trading using Bitcoin. All over the world, cryptocurrency exchange companies compete a lot in the trade volume of BTC. If you can attract so many traders to trade BTC in your exchange, you are very, very wise. You are a very wise company. So most of the exchange companies around the globe, they compete and they want the traders to trade Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a currency so sure. There is no fraud. There is no CEO. There is no website that can manipulate its price. The price is just hanging in the market. It is the market to control the price of Bitcoin 100%. The original creator, as with the drone, he has decided not to reveal who he is. The original creator just gave it in the market and he has no control, no website, no office, no company to control Bitcoin. So business people, especially the exchange companies, they know Bitcoin is the best and the best and the best. So to tell you the truth, and really the truth, if you have decided that you are going to buy 0.001, and that was intended to include all the costs of the transaction inside, Binance will excuse you and it will say, yes, you want to buy like this, but we are going to give you a consideration. And you find that Binance may have given you some consideration, deduction, and so on. And instead of the 0.0001, Binance has allowed you a special opportunity to buy with 0.00000. 4 of them, then maybe 9, 8. Now, this is a problem. This is a problem. The benefit they are giving you is like a problem. The benefit they are giving you becomes like a disadvantage. Why? Because when now the time has come for what you have bought to be sold, now, unfortunately, the technology will take it that what you intend to sell is too small. It does not agree with the rule. What you want to sell, it is too small. It does not agree with the rule. For you to sell, the rule has to be that it is 0.0001. So Binance has given you the opportunity, and Binance has given you actually the opportunity of refunding and calculating and so on to give you benefit. But this kind of benefit, in particular when it comes to BTC, the time will come when you are supposed to sell and it becomes a disadvantage. Meaning that, technically speaking, what you bought here, the price must first of all rise and rise and rise and rise until when this small amount can now sell for 0.0001. If it cannot yet sell for that because the price has not yet increased enough, the rule of selling will not permit selling to take place. And so it becomes your disadvantage. Not that you are losing your money. No, your money is not going anywhere except that selling will fail and it will be expected that the money should rise and rise and rise fast from your 0.000098, maybe 3, it should rise and rise and rise fast. So it means that the market of that coin you have bought and that you now want to sell to come back to Bitcoin, the market of the coin must rise perhaps up to maybe 12% of price gain in order to sell, which will be unfortunate. It will be not what you expect. For a person like me, I can understand what is going on. Although I am not also now interested in using the borderline. I'm not now interested in using the borderline. If anything, I might go back to the 0.002, or I may go back to the 0.0015. Although I have suggested to you the 0.00125, but if you can afford to trade with something bigger, it might be better even to trade with 0.00015, or better still, to trade with 0.0002. 0.0002 is very, very safe. Of course, it means that you are pulling something slightly bigger for buying your margin calls. Because if you have to spend 0.000 and then 2 for Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin, the price is say 23,000, maybe 100 of today, this evening, we assume that right at this moment, this is the price of Bitcoin, and this is the quantity you want to pick for buying the margin calls. Of course, it means that you are pulling something like $4.62. Not very bad. Not very bad. If you compare with USDT, my friend, with USDT, you have to pull $10. With USDT trade, you have to pull $10. But you can see that with Bitcoin, even when you have gone almost double the minimum, you still are pulling only $4 $0.62, and you are using it for the purpose of your trading. So what am I saying? What am I communicating? What I'm communicating is that I am adding my voice to what we did yesterday. We said the minutes, however, I cautioned even yesterday that much as this is the minimum, don't prefer to go for this minimum. I told you I'm going to tell you the reason, and today I have told you the reason. What is the reason? The reason is that in your exchange, like Binance, currencies and currencies trading have different opportunity of benefit. They call it rewards, if you remember inside there. They call it reward, where they say that they will give you a reward of BNB. Money that Binance was supposed to eat purely and purely from the profit of your trades. Binance has decided that they want to promote their company. They will give you some of their own benefit away in terms of BNB, because BNB is their currency that they are also promoting. So they give you some rewards, and the rewards is in terms of BNB. Based on this reward, when it comes to a prominent and a powerful cryptocurrency that everybody respects, and that has defeated all political countries of the world, they cannot stop it anymore. BTC, every exchange company, including, of course, Binance, they will want to attract traders, and they want the traders to trade Bitcoin. It is the best coin people can trade on your exchange. And so if a person wants to trade in Bitcoin, they have systems of rewards and systems of reward, so that if you are deceiving yourself that you are buying 0.0001, you may discover that in reality, Binance has given you a special consideration as a customer, and unfortunately, they have allowed you to buy something that goes up to 4 decimal place, then 9 something. Now, this becomes a disadvantage when the point of selling comes, because the rule of selling is that the minimum you can pick and you sell has to be 0.0001, meaning that this currency must first of all grow. And if it remains that there has to be a growth of 8% in order to reach that target, then you are going to wait for too long for this trade selling. And so what will happen? What will happen is that Royal Q obeys the rule inside of Binance. And if Royal Q has seen that this currency, yes, the profit has grown, right? But it does not yet meet the condition of selling. Royal Q does not want to get into problem. It will refuse, it will wait for the currency price to grow fast. And I don't want you to get into that. Some of us are diehards, and we understand very easily, but perhaps for you, you will not understand. Perhaps for your downline, the downline will feel so frustrated and they get scared. They even begin to think they should withdraw their money when there is no fear at all. Let me now see if I can give you my own example inside of Royal Q here. There are currencies that I decided I will trade with Bitcoin, okay? As you are very much aware, I have told you this is not any secret. I am trading with Bitcoin. If I open the Bitcoin list of currencies And if I take you to a typical one, a real one I'm trading, of course, I've told you I'm not trading this for reasons I had already explained earlier. But if I take you to a currency like this one here, ADA, these other four are currencies I am trading. I am trading these four, but I'm not trading BNB with Bitcoin. I'm not trading Ethereum with Bitcoin. I don't want to explain why. I've already explained it earlier. So let me choose one I am already trading so that I tell you with example what I have been teaching you. From market, let me run down to create, as I have been teaching already. From create, let me go to Martingale and create, as I have been teaching already. Here is Martingale. But in Martingale, we have said we don't want to copy people. We want our own flexible style. And we go to next. This is what we prefer. I take you there. Now, these are 41 margin calls I have bought for the trade. 41 margin calls I have already bought are available for the trade. ADA with Bitcoin. Exactly, we are talking about trades where Bitcoin is involved. Now, when you are buying and buying and buying this 41, by the way, the robot keeps the record of number 5, number 6, margin call 7, margin call 8, and so on, all of them, until margin call number 41. The robot keeps all of them under what? Under Sabine. Remember, Sabine applies for margin call number 5, margin call number 6, 7, 8, and so on, until wherever you have reached, in this case, 41 margin calls. You remember Sabine as opposed to whole warehouse. Whole warehouse is number 1, 2, 3, 4, together with the first buy-in amount. But Sabine records 5, 6 until the end. I may not have talked a lot about this, but perhaps this is also now opportunity to talk about the Sabine. The record of Sabine for the 41 opportunities of buying, the record is available here. So let me leave the strategy information, which always tells you how many margin calls, what is the profit level, and so on. Let me leave for now. Let me leave the strategy information. Let me open the have they been bought? They are still not sold. So I go to the Sabine, and right away you can see margin call number 5 is there, the detail. Margin call number 5 is there. I bought using what amount? Oh, the market is very volatile and the fluctuation is downward. Maybe the announcement has already come. The market is very volatile now. You can see that at least for me, I bought something big, not even 0.0002, but instead 0.000, then 299. You see, at least I bought something bigger. And then even this one's 29. This one is even bigger. Sometimes I buy even a bigger one. 0.004, that one is big, and goes on and goes on and goes on. But now when it came down where the money was little, I felt that I should go closer to the boundary. So instead of buying a big, I want to buy 0.0002. I told the robot that I don't want those buying wasting too much money, like 0.004, which I showed you up there. I told the robot that now, from now onwards, money is becoming small. Buy for me 0.002. Buy for me 0.0002. But Mr. Oluoj, you are a good customer. Based on our promotion, we are going to give you excuse. Instead of being strict to use 0.002, we will give you buy 0.0001985. Exactly, this is the fear I am telling you. 0.0019 something. You see, at least the 3 zeros were still there, 0.000. Then instead of a 2 in the 4th decimal place, instead of a 2 here in the 4th decimal place, they put a 19850. Next, we come here. Instead, I was asking for correction. Let me correct. Instead, I was asking that in the 4th decimal place, give me a 1 there so that I have 0.000 with a 1 in the 4th decimal place. They said, Mr. Oluoj, you are a customer. We are not going to treat you badly. In the 4th decimal place, instead of giving you the 4th decimal place as 1, we are going to give you, instead of 1, they gave me a 0999, meaning that I have ended up with 4 decimal places and a 9 came in the 5th decimal place. I'm telling you, when the time comes for selling this one here, the rule must be obeyed. The profit, the coin, the price must have risen so that a 1 will come in the 4th decimal place. If not, it must continue and continue until it has reached the point when the profit is now enough to help sell at the 0.001. This one is okay, but I'm using it to show you that even when I wanted a 2, they put 919. This one is terrible to show you that although I wanted a 1 in the other place, they gave me a 09, which is already a problem. What about the next one? Also a problem. So this is a problem. This is a problem. But this is okay because I had wisely asked for a 002. What happens is that if now the day has come when the profit target of my 1.1 has arrived, they will give me in the news that, my dear, we are sorry that you bought the quantity and that quantity cannot sell. I can open here under the system news. There is system news and there is other message. System news is when there is a technical problem, a technology problem. They are explaining to you, then they keep it under system news or system information. If it is ordinary trade, it is under order. If it is a technology problem, a technology issue, and it is the problem or information, they will keep it under system news. Let me show you some of the system news. A typical one is here. What does it say? It says that the amount for the LTC BTC trade inside the Binance, that amount is not good. That amount is not good. it is lower than the minimum selling limit of the exchange. And so what happens? Oh, sorry, they are not going to sell it. They will wait until, as I've said already, and I've explained, the prophet is able to take me above the limit so that it is not lower than the minimum selling limit. The same with this one here. It was also lower than the minimum. That is still LTC, 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 LTC. Any other apart from LTC that is also suffering the same problem? ADA is also suffering the same problem. ADA is also still suffering the same problem. ADA. So many ADA should have solved, but they still have to wait. They still have to wait. It is a technical problem. For me, I understand 100%. Certain rules cannot be disobeyed. So the benefit they have given me has turned out as a disadvantage, but not a big deal. These prices will go and they will reach the point when they will be solved. For you, I don't want you to get into that. After all, you will fail to explain to yourself, and you will even fail to explain to your downline. And it becomes a big issue where your downline may get discouraged and think they should leave Royal Q. It is not a problem of Royal Q. It is a benefit. Remember the word? The word was reward. So the rewards that Binance is giving to us can become a problem, especially when you are trading Bitcoin. What's the danger to you? And so if you are trading with Binance, my friend, unless you are strong-hearted and unless you understand, don't ever use the minimum of 0.0001. You are much safer to go and have it at a higher level, 0.000, and then probably 1.5. Or even better still, like sometimes I have shown you in my own case, if you can afford, it is even better to go for 0.0002. After all, you can buy that one with only about 4 point something like $4.6, 4.62 enough to buy that. So that even when you are bought 2 margin calls, it is only still 9.2 something dollars, which is much better compared to the USDT market. You buy 1 margin call with Bitcoin, even though you have used a very high level, it is only $4.6. It means that you can still buy another margin call and you end up with 2 margin calls, and yet you have still spent less than $10. If it is USDT, you are even not allowed at all to use 9 point something to buy a margin call. But with Bitcoin, below $10, you can buy 2 margin call. What is the benefit? It means that the gaps between your trade, you can put them close because you are spending only a little on each margin call. You are spending only a little, so you can afford to put many gaps. What is the advantage of many gaps? It means that if the price is gaining and the price has gained only a small distance, you have sold 1, 2, 3, 4 And when people thought that you were using very small money, the profit still climbs and becomes big. If you have understood, thank God, I am happy for you. If you have found the explanation is very hard, very advanced, very difficult, just take it that what I have said is don't use exactly 0.001. The best, if you can afford and you have higher capital, is go for 0.0002. If your capital is intermediate, very little, maybe with consultation with us and so on. True, you can go for 0.000, then 15 or 125, but don't go for 0. This is the message. Why? Because of the benefit Binance gives for traders of Bitcoin to attract customers, to make customers happy, and it becomes a disadvantage in the rule. It is as if you are given transport money, but you are given transport money less because the company has a vehicle to take you home. We are still going to give you transport money like you are paying a bus. We are just giving you transport money so that when you reach your family, you have money in the pocket. Then they give you very small pocket money and they call it transport money. Sign here, transport money. Then you say, but this is not enough transport money. They say, no. This is just money in your pocket. The vehicle of the company is going to pick you. You are a valued customer. You are a valued employee, a worker. This becomes like your advantage. But if for some bad reason the vehicle of the company breaks down on the way, although it was a benefit, it becomes a disadvantage because that money is now failing to take you back to your family. You suffer along the road. So somehow it is like that. It is not for bad reason, but Binance had good intention. We have gone a long way. And if you have understood, I thank God for you. I congratulate you. If the technicality is too much, you have not understood. The message is simply have something bigger than 0.0001. That is the basic message. I could just mention to you like I did yesterday and I stopped there and I don't care. But of course, I promised that I will try to give you some logical explanation. So ladies and gentlemen, assuming there are ladies, please allow me to stop here. We have gone 20 minutes extra into the hour. Let me keep it here so that we can check in case there are questions or other additional comments, then maybe we can talk. If not, at least I think I have done my explanation as I promised yesterday. Thank you very much indeed for paying a listening ear. I hand you over to my senior mentor, Mr. Jean-Paul Ramajama. Thank you.
Wow. Welcome, sir, our senior lecturer. Thank you so much. Yes, very deep and of course, understandable, but to those who have maybe technicality, of course, maybe when it is a bit tough, it doesn't stop from here. We are going on with time. I can comment that those who will succeed are the ones who take their time and exploit it. The more people are not here, and we are adding skills and accumulating more, acquiring more, that's what will always make us different. You can see people start together, but along the way, some, of course, they are lagged behind. Others keep moving And until those ones who keep moving reach their destination, you see them totally different from the ones they started together. Why? Because of consistency, commitment, and patience. I can tell you that the reasons why you see us on top in educating, it is the more time we have taken, of course, to learn. That's why I say you who is steady, who is here, steadfast, consistent, keep acquiring more knowledge and skills. This is your wealth. People think that wealth here is money. Never. Money can be in your pocket, on your wallet, and tomorrow it may not be there because of circumstances. But knowledge and skills you have will always remain with you until as long as you have a breath. So now that's why I tell you that the more wealth we have is this, of course, is this part of education where we acquire profitable and the life-changing skills that will always accompany us in this technology whenever the innovation will go on and on and on, will always be updated and will just make it. Thank you so much, our senior lecturer. So I think we are coming to the end because we have another Zoom call soon. But I would like to welcome Mr. Eli, of course, to add his comment. And maybe if there is any question, please, you may ask Emable Hafashimana or Ogochukwu. Of course, we always appreciate your efforts. Ogochukwu, please invite other people so that you can get some people you work with in Nigeria, and then we'll go on with the process that we have agreed. So thank you so much. Mr. Eli?
Thank you so much, Jean-Paul. And I'm so grateful for our lecturer, Celsius, who takes always his time and come and teach, and appreciate how he is courageous. Even though he meets one people in the room, he takes the entire time, the whole hour, teaching one person. If he finds that in the room there are 30 people, just the same, he takes the same time. So he does not feel discouraged saying, I don't see many people in the room. I don't see. So I like that. And that is how our team that works. And I appreciate that. And also I'm happy for how our mentor Jean-Paul organized. Of course, this business requires skills and knowledge. We can never be successful in it unless we learn. So I'm happy that you have people to teach us on regular basis. Thank you so much. Have a grace-filled evening.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Eli. I appreciate, of course, efforts being applied both for this, our organization. Yes, even if there is one person, that's how we gain momentum. That's how we gain power. That's how we keep, of course, empowering ourselves to acquire more knowledge and skills. Because remember that everybody in his wallet is on his own, but we share common knowledge and skills that can transform the lives of many when we come together as an affiliate. But nobody who will be in your wallet, nobody who will be in your assets, nobody who will control everything of yours, nobody who will come to trade for you. It is you who, of course, is me, it is somebody else who will do his part. And there is nothing other than these knowledge and skills that we are acquiring that will enable each of us to become successful because of his ability and efforts. Thank you so much. Let's call it a day as we are preparing another Zoom call in Kinyarwanda soon at 6 p.m. Rwanda time. I appreciate you. I thank Mr. Senior Lecturer for the great work he's doing for education. And I appreciate Mr. Alexi, who is helping us, of course, for our social media to go well. So thank you so much. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.